You gave my kingdom no peace. Once upon a time, there existed the kingdom of Agatu. It wasn't just any kingdom. It was a place of wealth and peace. Life in Agatu was vibrant and sweet, with able-bodied warriors ready to defend the kingdom at any time. Despite its prosperity, Agatu still had significant fear for the neighboring kingdom of Opoku, its long-standing enemy. The kingdom of Opoku also had prosperity and fearless warriors, and relentlessly sought to bring down Agatu, employing various tactics to penetrate Agatu defenses. One fateful night, the kingdom of Agatu fell victim to an invasion by the forces of Opoku, who seized all the able-bodied men. Agatu was now left with mostly women and children. It was clear that Opoku's intention extended beyond mere conquest. The kingdom of Opoku aimed to dominate Agatu entirely, leaving the people of Agatu in a difficult situation. Meanwhile, there lived a woman called Agbenu, whose husband was among the warriors captured by Opoku. Agbenu was sad about the disappearance of her husband, Awudu, who was one of the greatest warriors of Agatu kingdom. The Opoku kingdom invaded Agatu in the night, taking away Agatu's finest warriors. Just before the Agatu warriors could put up their defenses, they were already defeated by the warriors of Opoku. Agbenu knew there was serious trouble ahead, as the Opoku kingdom would soon return to capture the women and children and overtake the kingdom of Agatu. Later that evening, Agbenu dressed up and paid Ijato, one of the greatest chief priestess in Agatu, a visit. Great priestess of our land, what steps can we take to safeguard our land from this danger? They have taken our warriors and held them captive. They are coming for us all. I know this. I feel it. Agbenu employed worrying while kneeling before Ijato. My child, they are indeed coming for us. There's no doubt about it. The only solution is that we must resist them. It is very important for us to act fast before they strike again. Ijato, the chief priestess, declared, "We must defend ourselves before it is too late. If we fail to act, they will seize our land and everything our ancestors fought for." Never! We need to rise to protect our people, our land, and the king, Agbenu shouted. Agbenu was so worried and confused that she asked the priestess, "Why has the gods chosen to abandon us in this great time of need?" Ijato responded, and she assured Agbenu with a calm voice, "Fear not, my child. The ways of the gods are not ours to judge. The gods have chosen you, Agbenu, to represent the people of Agatu. You are to be their warrior, their champion, in this time of need." Hearing what Ijato said, Agbenu laughed in confusion. "How do you mean, great priestess?" "I could barely hurt a fly. Just how? I am not a warrior. I have never been one." The gods are about to make a big mistake. With a deep sigh, Agbenu continued, "Well, when I was a little girl, my father was a great warrior, and he taught me all I needed to know about being a warrior. But that was a long time ago now. That long time ago does not make me a warrior, does it?" Ijato placed a reassuring hand on Agbenu's shoulder. "The gods work in mysterious ways, my dear. They see within you and know your strength and resilience. Your destiny, Agbenu, is to save and defend our people. Do not run away from your destiny. With Ijato's words echoing in her mind, Agbenu returned home. Her thoughts was consumed by the weight of her newfound responsibility. Agbenu knew that this new responsibility was not sitting well with her at all. She sat in contemplation for days, imagining the enormity of the task before her. But as the days passed, a fire began to burn within her. Agbenu finally accepted her fate and resorted to the decision of saving her people from the inevitable calamity. As she said, "If the gods have chosen me, then so be it. I must rise to the occasion." Agbenu finally gave in to the will of the gods and the words of Ijato, the chief priestess. Agbenu knew that protecting her people would not be an easy task, and after several days of thinking, she was now prepared to take up the responsibility. Agbenu began to train rigorously with so much determination. She knew that if she was to defend her people, she needed to be brave, resilient, and tough. According to what Ijato, the chief priestess, said, Agbenu knew there was no other alternative. It's either she sacrifices her life to defend her people, or she allows the people of Okuku to overthrow her people and take over the land of her birth. Agbenu's decision to step into the shoes of her warrior husband and embark on a rescue mission spread throughout the kingdom. Agbenu's resilience inspired other women in Agatu to join her mission. Together, they formed an army of female warriors who were fearless. Among these fearless warriors were three of Agbenu's good friends, whose names were Akoche, Emma, and Ubi, whose husbands were also taken into captivity. These women warriors were united in their determination to protect their land and rescue their loved ones from the hands of Okuku warriors. Every morning and evening, Agbenu and her fellow female warriors gathered in an open field with a high spirits and determination to train for the forthcoming rescue mission. Agbenu put her fellow warriors through thorough preparation as they also sought spiritual guidance from Ijato, the highly respected chief priestess. Agbenu, with a shared determination, will address her fellow warriors about the mission. Queen warriors of Agatu, we are not doing this just for ourselves, but for the future of our land and our people. We will bring peace and sanity back to Agatu. And so, with their hearts filled with courage and their weapons held high, the women warriors of Agato responded with one loud voice, "Long live Agato." Meanwhile, the king of Agato soon heard about the formidable group of women warriors planning for a rescue mission for Agato. The king decided to summon Agbenu, who was known to be the leader. When Agbenu got to the king's palace, the king welcomed her and tried to understand their mission. The king asked Agbenu, "Beautiful daughter of Agato and the wife of Audu, one of the greatest warriors of our land, what is this I'm hearing? What is this mission that you seek?" Agbenu stood firmly before the king. "I must rescue this kingdom from future calamity. I must rescue my husband and his other fellow warriors," Agbenu responded. But the king, King Idoga, did not sound convinced. He was not sure if he should have allowed just anybody to represent Agatu in such a confrontation. The king was scared of endangering the life of his subjects. So he spoke gently to Agbenu. "Agbenu, I understand your love for your husband, but this is a difficult task. I hope you know the consequence of what you are doing. You might not survive this, Agbenu. Are you sure you are prepared for this?" I have lost my greatest warriors to this. I do not want to lose their wives. Agbenu responded, Your Highness, may you live long. We do not have any choice. It's either we do this or watch our land taken away from us. I will do whatever it takes. I will defend the land of my birth, as I won't rest until Agatu is safe again. Although the king had his concerns, he realized that there's little he could do to dissuade Agbenu from embarking on the mission. Recognizing the vulnerability of his kingdom, he understood that doing nothing at all would lead to further damage. King Idoga finally resorted to granting his blessing to Agbenu, as he said, Daughter of Agato, wife of Audu, may the gods of our ancestors be upon you. It was not just the king who was unsure of this mission. The villagers also had doubts in mind. The news of Agbenu leading a group of women warriors to confront Opoku spread rapidly throughout Agatu, igniting discussion among the villagers. While some applauded Agbenu's bravery, others expressed concern about the nature of her mission. As the other villagers began to gossip about the situation, they said words like, you can imagine, so because Agbenu married a warrior, she now thinks herself a warrior too. But Agbenu overheard some of the villagers' conversation, but never paid attention to the doubters. The determination to rescue her people from an upcoming danger was far important than those flimsy gossips. Finally, the day of departure for the warriors arrived. Agbenu stood in front of the village, her eyes fixed on the morning sun. Ijato, the chief priestess, approached Agbenu saying, Be careful, my daughter. May the gods of our land be with you. Ijato and other spiritual women marked the foreheads of Agbenu and the other women warriors with grounded scent leaves as a sign of blessing and also to ward off any danger on the way. Ijato, we will return with victory and rescue our warriors, Agbenu declared, her voice echoing with confidence as she looked into Ijato's eyes. Before leaving, Agbenu and the other warriors embraced their family members one final time, with the assurance that they would return with victory. With their spirits high with an unshakable mission, Agbenu and the other women warriors disappeared into the depths of the forest. Though they knew their journey would be filled with danger, uncertainty, and obstacles, but they had no choice but to press on. They sang songs of gyration and danced the victory dance to lift their spirits. They knew the gods of Agatu was with them. As they journeyed into the deep forest, the women warriors disguised themselves so as not to draw the attention of spies from Upuku Kingdom. Days turned into weeks as the women warriors journeyed deeper into Upuku Kingdom. Their food supplies and water were running low, but their senses remained sharp, and they refused to back down. Along the way, they encountered fierce wild animals and sunny and cold weather, but they overcame every obstacle with courage. Finally, Agbenu and the other warriors reached Upuku Kingdom, where her husband Audu and the other warriors were held captive. With precision and strength, Agbenu, Akoche, Emma, and Obiye were able to breach the towering walls of Upuku, while the rest of the women warriors hid in the bushes, prepared to avert any danger that might arise. After breaching the towering walls of Upuku, the three women found themselves face to face with Oche, the warrior lord of Upuku, who led and masterminded the invasion of Agatu. When Oche saw Agbenu, Akoche, Emma, and Obiye, his laughter was so loud that it echoed off the stone walls. and the four women could feel his arrogance at every of his movements. "Look who we have here," Oche spoke with pride, as he looked down on the four women and he shouted, "Hey! Who gave you the audacity to come into my kingdom and disrupt my peace? Who?" Agbenu stood firmly and responded with so much vengeance in her voice. "You cannot give what you do not have. You gave my kingdom no peace. Why should you seek it? We are here to rescue our people and also defend our land, and we won't let anyone stand in our way." Stepping forward, Akoche looked at one of the guardsmen. "Underestimate us at your own risk. You have no idea of what we are capable of." Standing arrogantly in front of the four women, Oche spat on the floor as he called out his warriors. This time around, Oche's laughter became so loud and wicked. "Ha ha 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 ha! You may think you stand a chance against me and my people. We will take everything that belongs to Agatu. I mean everything, because it now belongs to us." Agbenu responded, "Never! Not under my watch. History will never repeat itself again." Now Agbenu knew it was time to strike. With a fierce shout, she signaled Akoche, Emma, Obiye, and the other warriors who had hidden themselves in the bush to join her. At that moment, Oche and the warriors of Oboku were surprised to see so many women warriors emerging from the bush. The warrior women had so much courage in their eyes as the women assumed positions and engaged in a tense confrontation with the warriors of Opoku. There was clash of strengths and exchanges between Opoku and Agatu warriors as the air was filled with intense confrontation from both armies. But the women warriors of Agatu stood firm in their confrontation, driven by their sole mission to defend their land and rescue their people and their husbands from the hands of Opoku armies. When the dust settled, the women of Agatu emerged victorious, having overcome both the warriors of Opoku and Oche, who was their warrior lord. Unfortunately for Agatu, victory came with a heavy price, as the confrontation between two kingdoms led to the decease of some of Agatu's warriors. Agbenu was deeply saddened by the loss of her fellow Agatu warriors, but she remained resolute as she led the path to find the captured warriors of Agatu. While Agbenu and the other women were searching for the missing warriors, Agbenu's husband, Audu, quickly sighted Agbenu from one of the cage huts outside. Agbenu's husband's eyes widened in disbelief as he called out his wife, "Agbi!" He could not believe he was seeing his lovely wife again. Audu had thought he would never see Agbenu again. Agbenu was so happy and ran to meet her husband as she broke the padlock of the cage hut and hugged her husband with tears while trying to remove the chains from his hand. "How did you get here?" Audu began, with his voice filled with so many surprises. But Agbenu cut him off with so much urgency in her voice. Agbenu responded saying, "No time for questions, my husband. We will talk about everything when we get home. We need to move now." Audu showed Agbenu where other warriors from Agatu were eating. Agbenu released all warriors from Agatu and other armies from the neighboring villages that were captured. With the release of Audu, Agbenu's husband, and the other warriors, Agbenu led her people back to Agatu. Arriving back in Agatu, the women warriors stood proudly at the walls of Agatu, their weapons held high as a symbol of victory. Agbenu led them from the back with the rescued warriors by her side. As they approached the gate of Agatu, the women warriors continuously recited their anthem. "Victory is ours. Agatu is for us all." The sound of their triumphant voices echoed throughout the kingdom, drawing the villagers out of their homes. The villagers flooded the streets, their faces filled with joy and relief, as they greeted the returning warriors and the rescued captives with cheers and gratitude. When Agbenu and her husband got home, she told him about everything that occurred during his absence. It was a bonding moment between them. The next day, the celebration continued. This time around, it was a bigger one as King Idoga heard about the women's victory and summoned everyone, including the warriors, to his palace. Villagers trooped into the palace with a lot to eat and drink. Soon, King Idoga stepped forward, his eyes filled with pride and admiration for the bravery of the women warriors. He then addressed the crowd with a strong and excited voice as he said, "Today, we have witnessed the courage and strength of our women. They have defended our land, protected our people, wiped our tears, removed shame, and brought honor to our kingdom." After his heartfelt speech, King Idoga honored each of the women warriors for their courage and bravery, presenting them with medals of honor. King Idoga then turned to Agbenu as she knelt before him with the utmost respect. He said to Agbenu, "Daughter of the soil, for your extraordinary bravery and leadership in the face of danger, I hereby bestow upon you the highest honor of our kingdom." With a solemn nod, he continued, "From this day henceforth, you shall be known as Agbenu, the woman king of Agatu, my second in command. Your name shall be synonymous with courage, wisdom, and strength, and your legacy shall endure for generations to come." The crowd erupted into cheers, acknowledging the significance of the moment. Agbenu, now the woman king of Agatu, stood tall and proud, her heart filled with gratitude for her people and determination to continue leading them with honor and integrity. Now it was time for Agbenu to give her appreciation speech in front of the crowd, and she said, "For the love of Agatu, the land of my birth, for the love of my king, long live King Idoga, for the love of my fellow king and queen warriors, for the love of my husband, and for the love of the fallen warriors, I accept this title. Long live Agatu." The crowd erupted into cheers. It was a happy moment for the people of Agatu. The people of Agatu celebrated their newfound peace and unity, deeply inspired by the bravery and resilience of their women warriors. They came to understand that true strength lies not only in physical prowess, but also in unity, determination, and unwavering courage in the face of danger. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the story. Please do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until then, see you in my next video.